Hello, my name is Guillermo Pablo, and on May 11th will be the 1 year anniversary of my first indie film. And I decided that I wanted to kind of just do a mini series looking back on it, see how I feel about it now, and more so kind of go more in depth with some uh, further aspects that I didn't tackle in the behind the scenes because there's a lot of interesting stuff that happened during that time frame. And now I'm ready to unpack it all. So how exciting. But how we even got the idea is funny in it of itself because we were watching a Thomas the Tank Engine fan film, which was the Magic Railroad parody. We were watching it, and I remember I turned to my friend Krishna and I say, "We should make a movie." And instead of just laughing it off, he decided to say, "Maybe someday." And it was that line that just made me think to myself, well, what's stopping us? We could do one this year. But they didn't know that until like a few days passed, and I just decided to just shoot them a message one day. Or more so, it was a picture. It was a picture of me holding the camera and telling them, me and you are doing a movie. We are going to produce it, direct it, and potentially write it ourselves. To which he said, that's a terrible idea. Let's do it. And that happened in 2023, 4 years ago. Actually, it's only 2 years ago. So now that I had someone interested in doing a film with me, I had to think, what will this film be? Because there was a lot of things that could go, it could be a little dangerous going in without a plan. So I had to think, what would this film be? And so I thought, comedy, maybe, but I'm not that funny to be honest. And nothing is more painfully unfunny than someone who isn't funny trying to make a comedy, if that makes sense. So going back on track, we had to think of a story to tell, and Krishna thought it was gonna be a comedy, and then I told him it wasn't, because around 2019ish, I had an idea for a story, and I just remember its code name, which was the Destroyer, because for a while I really just wanted to destroy most of my artwork because I really did not like any of them. I thought most of my artwork was trash. I thought it was like just absolute trash, honestly. And I just wanted to be able to look at my art and just say that I'm proud of it, but like could never do so. And I remember I decided to write a story about it, and it was a story of an old artist who hates all his artwork and a young artist who is still learning the grasp of it all, but he enjoys his art. He enjoys sharing it with others, and that was the most basic premise. So the old man decides to give this new young artist some art advice, and the young artist, really grows as an artist, but constantly is failing to live up to the standard of the old artist. And this, in a way, really starts to make the young artist look more critical at his work and become more closed off. So in a way, it was a lot more of a toxic dynamic because the young artist really starts to become a lot more insecure because of the old artist. And that was like the most basic premise. And so I pitched that idea to Krishna, and he said, it seems interesting, but there was one problem. I'm not an artist. And to that, I always told him this: you are in this film. It's called acting, Krishna. You may not be an artist in real life, but in this film, you are. And much like I'm not an old man. Now, to anyone who's actually seen the movie, that plot seems very different than the final product, and there's like a lot of significant changes. One, we kind of decided to cut the whole old man character because it was kind of distracting when I was supposed to be, in my 50s and, kind of being played by a 19-year-old. We did try makeup, but it did not look that good. So we decided just to age down the character. But I think you also notice another problem. We are not actors, at least professional ones. So we kind of had to mend the story in a way that fits our acting abilities. More so, I decided to kind of like write the character more close to my friend's like ability to act. And I decided to kind of give myself, I wouldn't say the hardest role. It was pretty difficult to play. But yeah, I decided to give my character more of the, let's see, emotional. Oh, that's the best way to describe it. Because, I don't know. I guess I thought I could play him. To be honest, I never wanted to act in the film. I just so happened to be the other one available to do so. And look, I'm gonna be honest. If there's one embarrassing thing to do, it's to be a bad actor playing a very emotional character. Because you could tell it's so forced. And I didn't want to pass it on to my friend Krishna. So I was like, you know what? You can be the silly character, and I'll be the emotional one. Even though I'm terrible at acting, I'll be the one to burden the cringe award. Legitimately, that's one of the main reasons why I chose to play that character. Because I didn't want the cringe be passed on to my friend Krishna. I'm so humble. I'm joking, but you know, I did, I did, I did tell him that there was going to be an emotional character, and I didn't know how much experience he had playing that. Actually, he had no experience acting, but I didn't know how comfortable he would be playing an emotional character. Now, in the original story, there was supposed to be another character, um, for lack of a better word, a female friend to our protagonist. That meant we had to find an actual girl. And I don't know about you, but I'm not a girl. And my friend Krishna is most definitely not a girl. So I, uh, I had to reach out to one of my close friends and I asked her, would you be interested if I were to ask you to play a role? And she said yes. And we had it. We had a log cast. So now looping back to this topic, this all happened because we were watching a fan film, and I just so happened to be lucky enough to have people who were willing to participate in my own film. And to this day, I can never thank them enough, and I wish that I could pay them for that part. But unfortunately, I was not in the position, and I'm still not in the position. If it one day, though, one day. But yeah, I thought that would be interesting. But let me tell you that this is only just the beginning of this mini documentary because things really start to go crazy after everything has been assembled. And it's not the most easiest topic to talk about, to be honest. At least for me, because it's really impacting me. You will see. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Uh, check out my main alt channel. This is actually my side channel. Check that out. And thank you.